Dr. Elena Vasquez pressed her gloved hand against the viewport of the research vessel Endeavour, watching as the massive derelict slowly rotated in the asteroid field's dim light. The ship was unlike anything in the archaeological databases, sleek where ancient vessels were typically bulky. Organic curves merged seamlessly, with geometric precision, and composed of a metal that seemed to absorb and reflect light in impossible ways. "Preliminary scans are complete," announced Dr. Kethvar, the expedition's lead xenoarchaeologist. His forearms worked the sensor array with practiced efficiency, while his compound eyes tracked multiple data streams. The vessel is approximately 15,000 years old, predating any known civilization by millennia. Elena nodded, unable to tear her gaze away from the ancient ship. As the expedition's only human member, she sometimes felt out of place among the diverse alien crew. But her expertise in extinct civilizations had earned her spot on the team. Now, staring at this impossibility, she wondered if all her years of study had prepared her for something this significant. "Any signs of life?" asked Captain Mordun from his position at the command station. The reptilian saurian scales shifted color slightly, a sign of nervous excitement that Elena had learned to recognize. "Negative on biological signs," Dr. Kethvar replied, "but there are faint energy readings. Whatever powered this vessel, traces of it remain active after all these millennia." The boarding party consisted of Elena, Dr. Kethvar, Security Chief Zontar, and two engineering specialists from different species. As they crossed the void between ships, Elena found herself holding her breath despite her environmental suit's perfect oxygen supply. Something about the derelict felt expectant, as if it had been waiting for them. The airlock they'd chosen appeared to be standard configuration, though the metal responded to their cutting torches in unexpected ways, not resisting, but rather seeming to guide the incisions towards specific stress points, as if the ship wanted to be opened. Inside, their lights revealed corridors that defied conventional design. The passages were too tall for most known species, with curves that suggested movement patterns unlike any recorded alien physiology. Most disturbing were the proportions. Everything seemed sized for beings approximately 2 meters tall, with appendages designed for manipulation rather than specialized functions. "These dimensions," Elena murmured, running her scanner along the walls. "They're almost human proportions," Dr. Kethvar finished, his translator rendering his excitement as harmonic overtones. "But that's impossible. Humans achieved spaceflight only 3 centuries ago." They pressed deeper into the ship, following energy readings toward what appeared to be the command center. The architecture became increasingly elaborate, with surfaces that seemed to shift between metal and something organic, patterns that drew the eye without making geometric sense, and a persistent feeling that they were being observed. The bridge, when they found it, took Elena's breath away. A central command chair faced a panoramic view screen, surrounded by control surfaces that pulsed with faint inner light. But it was the symbols etched into every surface that made her heart race, not because they were alien, but because they were hauntingly familiar. "These markings," she whispered, approaching the command console. "They're not quite any language I know, but the structure, the flow. It's like looking at the evolutionary ancestor of Indo-European languages." Dr. Kethvar's scanner arrays whirred as he took detailed readings. "The systems appear functional but dormant. I'm detecting what might be an artificial intelligence, but it's not responding to our presence or communication attempts." Security Chief Zontar, a massively built insectoid, positioned himself near the entrance while the engineers began their examinations. "Could be waiting for a specific activation sequence," he suggested through his translator's mechanical tones. Elena approached the command chair, noting how perfectly it seemed fitted for human anatomy. On impulse, she reached toward what appeared to be the primary control interface. The moment her gloved hand made contact, the entire bridge erupted into activity. Holographic displays materialized throughout the space, showing star charts, system diagnostics, and streams of data in that almost familiar script. The view screen activated, displaying the current view of space with overlay information that seemed to identify every object in the asteroid field. But most shocking was the voice that filled the bridge, speaking in accented but perfectly comprehensible English. "Welcome aboard the predecessor," the ship's AI announced. "I have been waiting for you for a very long time. DNA confirmation, human baseline, variant designation, Homo sapiens Terran. Authorization accepted." The alien crew members stood frozen in shock while Elena felt the blood drain from her face. You're speaking English," she managed. "I am speaking the language most appropriate for primary user interface," the AI replied. "Your species designation indicates Earth origin. I am programmed to interface with human baseline genetics and Earth linguistic derivatives." Dr. Kethvar's translator struggled with harmonic disbelief. But humans didn't exist 15,000 years ago. Earth was in an ice age. Your species was still developing primitive agriculture. "Incorrect," the AI responded smoothly. "The database indicates successful seeding mission completion, approximately 12,847 standard years ago. Human development proceeded according to parameters. Full activation was projected for this time period." Elena's legs nearly gave out as the implications hit her. "Seeding mission? You're saying?" The predecessor was one of 12 vessels in the Continuity Project. The AI explained as more displays activated around them. "When our civilization faced extinction, we preserved our genetic and cultural heritage by establishing it on suitable worlds. Earth was designated as primary backup site for human baseline development." The ship's systems continued coming online, and Elena could see the alien crew members backing toward the exit, their various forms of body language all expressing the same emotion, terror. They had just discovered that humans weren't newcomers to the galaxy. They were the descendants of an ancient, incredibly advanced civilization. "The other ships?" Elena asked, though she wasn't sure she wanted to know. "Scattered throughout the galaxy, monitoring other seeded worlds. When ready, humans were meant to reclaim their inheritance." The AI paused. "You are ready. The galaxy awaits its inheritors." As Elena sank into the command chair that had been waiting 15 millennia for her species to return, she realized that humanity's story among the stars was not just beginning, it was continuing where it had left off long before human civilization had even learned to write. The universe, it seemed, was coming home.